welcome to this video lesson. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have been following me for any length of time, you'll know that I like to look at things from a slightly different angle if I can. And if you're just finding me, then welcome. And it's probably what you're going to learn is this way of looking at things from a slightly different perspective can change so much. Sometimes a useful mindset shift only requires a slight tweak in our outlook, and it can be really, really powerful. So in this lesson, I'm looking at the paradox between authenticity and authority. Because in marketing, we're taught to position ourselves as an authority in order to build credibility so that our audience is going to feel enough security with us and enough connection with us to buy from us. But what if we're too busy trying to be the authority that we're too scared to show up as being vulnerable? I want to share with you a story from my corporate life, which is hopefully going to help demonstrate what I'm talking about. When I was a leader in a corporate environment, I was incredibly vulnerable. I had built a team of engineers who were pretty elite in their field. It was fantastic to have such a skill base on my team, but their engineering skills just left mine for dust, which was fine because I wasn't there to be an engineer anymore. I was there to be a leader, but it left me in quite a vulnerable position. What I did there though was I worked hardest at building a culture and an environment that put relationships first. It didn't mean being everybody's best buddy, far from it, but what it did mean was recognizing and creating an environment that was necessary for everybody to be at their best. And the result was something that I remain really, really proud of, even though I'm not in corporate anymore. It was fun, it was productive, it was innovative, it was incredibly empowering, but most importantly, it was incredibly engaging. Every member of that team was engaged and pleased to be there and turning up for work every day. So my vulnerability was actually a strength because I wasn't trying to be something that I'm not. And I was not using it to try and build authority or credibility. We all recognized that we had a role to play to make everything work. So my authority came from listening to my team and then making the right decisions based on their input and not being afraid to do that, not being afraid to make the tough decisions, but listening to them first. So that then introduces another curious paradox in this entrepreneurial journey that we're on. Why are there so many entrepreneurs focused on being an authority in their market? Is it because the blueprints and formulas are telling them that that's what they need to do? Because at the same time, they're often feeling like a fake or feeling like an imposter. We even have a name for it, imposter syndrome. So the whole thing feels unreal and inauthentic. And yet, authenticity is the number one thing that my clients want above all else. Why? Because they know that authenticity leads to engagement, and it's engagement which leads to them being allowed to practice their service and to make money doing it. So my clients want to be seen as being real, feeling authentic. And if we take my corporate example, I needed my team to feel valued and appreciated in order to create the culture that produced great things. And it's the same in smaller businesses too. Only this time, your team includes your audience as well. So let's rewrite this formula. Let's take authenticity, which leads to engagement, and see that it's actually made up of authority and vulnerability. How that will look is different for everyone, which is another thing that is going to make you unique and stand out in your marketplace to attract the perfect people for you. So let's grab the worksheet for today's lesson and rewrite that formula. Discover your unique formula to authentic engagement today. And I'll be back in 2 weeks with another video lesson for you.